Right, hiya, back on the boat, and today we are, well, first fix electrics is over, so the electrician's gone, so I'm now trying to tidy up and get some room around the place and actually get the boards down properly, hopefully never to come up again. So what I've got is I've marked down on the floor where things are going to be going, and that blue box there is the hearth, and we got where our kitchen units are going to go, coming out here, washing machine in the corner and cooker hob here. So that's kind of marked on the floor. So what we're doing is cutting the boards up so that I can actually get them out anytime I want to look at what's going on underneath, perhaps. So here, for example, I've cut this board, so that could be a nice little inspection hatch that comes up. And here, as long as I don't overrun where the kitchen goes to, well, I'm going to cut this board in half probably, so then we can have this part of the corridor or this part of the sitting room lifting up, which is good. When we come, I've already done this part round the bed, so you can see I've cut the boards so that we have various panels that can come up, panels under the bed, and pretty much you can get sight of anything underneath. Nothing's glued, everything's screwed, so there you go, that's my motto, everything's screwed. Great, right, just thought I'd show you that. Right, okay, so as tight your end as possible.
I'll get it in and then push it up. In.
It's looking good. It's used to being here now. Okay.
Wire through. Yeah, that's tight my end.
What's it looking like? It's still going up like crazy.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
I mean, it is going up, but that's just following the line of the boat. We're hard on that timber there, and that's actually a bit lower, so that's good.
Good.
Dig man in and screw her up.
Yeah. Well, we can screw up these holes, can't we? And then we need to chalk mine.
Yeah.
Right. Chalky.
Corner of the table.
Oh, right in front of the table.
You're doing a man look, aren't you?
I don't know. Okay, we're back at the boat, just to give you a little walk around because I haven't been around for a while, and yeah, to talk about plans for basically closing this boat in. So first step forward is put the ceiling in, which is a kind of matchboard MDF, moisture resistant MDF. Put a vapor barrier up there as well, so shouldn't hopefully have any problems. And it was 600 wide, i.e. not a full sheet, so it made it a little bit easier to put up, although I did need help. Finn came down and helped me put it up, so but I think it looks okay once we get all the bits and pieces on the ceiling and get these screw holes covered in. I think that will do fine. Also, word about this. Birch ply that I had delivered down from Brooks Brothers, and I was going to use this to close in the sides down there. But I'm looking at, the more I look at it, the more I like it. It's just got a lovely grain on it, and it's really nice quality. I'm really impressed with it. Even both sides seem to be nice. Because normally, sometimes with birch ply you get one good side and one side that's not that great. But yeah, so it's really nice. So I'm thinking about doing some kind of making it into a feature wall, where we just maybe put some oil on it or something, bring the grain out. So I've been looking at videos around, and there's I can see some examples where people have cut it into kind of squares and then recessed it and sprayed the inner edge black, so you get kind of like a nice, good angled and good cuts and all this kind of stuff, which I'm hoping I'll be able to do, but I'm not entirely certain. So I might do that and then make a feature wall out of maybe at least where the bathroom is, and see how that looks, and see how we go from there. But that's the plan, so might just show you how that goes a little later on. Oh yeah, right, back on the boat again today, and going to be trying to put in a feature wall on this on the bathroom over here, which, because I quite like the grain and the plywood, wanted to make something out of it rather than just, I mean, you could just like throw the plywood on the wall and drill it, fill it, paint it, and that's perfectly fine, but I just want to make something a little bit different on this block that's sitting in the middle of the boat here. So yeah, this is what I'm going to do. It's called negative detailing. So essentially I'm going to spray black paint on the stud work and cut the boards so that hopefully with really nice precise lines, and put a little gap between them, and to make a kind of pattern, keeping the wood grain running together and through the whole thing, and then a little coat of magic Osmo oil, bring the grain out, protect the wood and stuff, and see how that looks. Now, as everything Gilby plan, this could be shit, really, to be honest, put it mildly. So we're just going to give it a go on this one wall, and if it's all hideous, then we'll go to plan B. But just so you understand a bit more about what I'm trying to do, I've done a fantastic animated drawing on the CAD CAM package, but no, actually I haven't. I've done a little diagram on the workbench. So basically that's a stud wall, though it's upside down for you. Stud wall. So if we spray black on this wall here, bottom wall, or the bottom stud, and we'll do it up to the top in the middle. So as the ceiling's going to be curved around there, coming down to nothing. So we're going to take the width of one board and do it, which is sort of 122. So that'll be quite high on the wall. We'll cut that one, but then we'll cut it short and we'll cut the long board down from the top at 122. So you get something like that. So you'll see the black lines between the pieces of wood that will all run together in hopefully the same grain. So yeah, we'll do black on this wall as well, the end wall. And I'll do something funky with the little piece that goes into the side of the boat. Probably just put black all around it. So there you go, that's the plan. On the hearth is going to go in here somewhere, but I think this is going to be a tiled thing, so that'll stand apart from that anyway. Right, so that's the plan, and to yeah, so I'll show you a bit more of that as the plan unfolds, and yeah, stand by for a plan B or a massive rethink. Okay, so before we start this off doing the wall and stuff, we're going to just put the fire surrounding. Now I've got this guide, which is a very useful guide, but that's actually for solid fuel, and as this is going to be a diesel fire, I don't think a lot of this is going to be necessary, but belt braces and all that are going to do it anyway. This is calcium silicate board, which is obviously a great heat barrier, and that has got to be laid out as a hearth for the stove to sit on, and also as a protection plate, heat plate on the wooden wall. So that's what we're going to be doing in a mow. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of measurements about, depends on the size of your stove and things. You've got to have it certain, 150 clear space on either side, 225 at the front and 45 millimetres at the back. So it depends on the size of your stove, so you need to measure that up and work it out accordingly. And also it's got to be minimum 200 millimetres above where your stove is. So yeah, you've got to work out where how high your hearth is, and then how high your stove is, and then it's got to be 200 millimetres above that, which is 785 in this boat. So yeah, right. So we'll get on and cut that in. And right, okay. Now we're still in the detailing. If I can get the bloody can open. It's better. Yeah, we're getting there with the feature wall. So what we'll do up here, because there's nothing to spray up there, I've actually just rebaited the top of that piece with a router and sprayed that. So hopefully we'll get away with that. But yeah, so far not too bad. The other thing I've got to say is I'm just loving this saw because it just makes things so easy. If you set it to the right depth, it doesn't cut through the table, and no boards are falling everywhere. It's normally trying to hold it with one hand, cut with a saw while everything's falling together. It's like none of that. This is just, oh. Right, that's the fourth piece on and glued. So yeah, so I hope you can see that we've run the grain across the top bits and the grain across the bottom bits, and yeah, quite pleased with it actually. Really, it's different. So there you go. Just got to do the just a couple of little bits up the side. So there next, and there you go. That's the last piece stuck on. It's time at last to osmo the feature wall here, all the feature bathroom bits. which has now been finished. So hopefully this will make the grain pop out and yeah, look nice. So here goes. Well, there you go. Hopefully you like that. I think I do. I'll probably get a brush in, do the edges, and do the insides, and I think a lot of these black bits need touching up, and that'll get a light sand and second coat of Osmo, and yeah, I'll show you that when that's done. But well, I don't know, I'm quite pleased with it. Hope you think it's okay. I think it's different, and that's the main thing. But yeah, quite a victory dance there, I think, for me. I think that's going to be alright. Okay, so finish this up now, and I've taken a brush and brushed inside the kind of negative reveals things, and then just taken a dry roller and run it across to make sure it's even, there's no drips and stuff like that. So yeah, pleased with it. I think you can tell. I think it's good, and the grain is like really nice. I like it. I'll show you the rest of it down the corridor. You can see it or not, I don't know. It's not a very good light day really over here. So that's the end of the just boxed out the bathroom. So we're cracking on, but didn't bother doing. This is going to be painted, the inside wall. So we'll fill and paint this, but keeping the outside as kind of nice bit. And just really, the oil's unbelievable. Makes the grain really pop, and it's I think it's really beautiful. The grain on this birch ply. I mean, it's not special ply. It's not expensive or anything. It's like 20 quid a sheet or something, and I just think it looks really good. It's too good to kind of paint over. But there you go. That's just my opinion. Feel free to comment if you hate it. Could look a bit IKEA, I suppose. I don't know, but yeah, I like it. Pleased. So hopefully you can see that in this darkened space. But there you go. Now I was going to do a lot of kind of oak trim and stuff, and I'm looking at this thinking, well, do I really need to buy a load of expensive oak trim where this looks pretty nice to me? But I don't know, we'll see. Just see if oak goes with this. I'm not really good at telling what goes with what really, especially colours, but anyway.